Some days, life really doesn't even give you time to grieve, you know? I was still standing there in my granddad's boots, dirt on my jeans, hands stained from tossing the last bit of earth on his grave, when those black Escalades came crawling up the old farm road, three of them, just creeping along, tinted windows rolling through dust like they owned the place. Felt like I was watching some bad TV movie, except it was my life, my family, my land they were rolling up on. Out steps Patricia, the president of the HOA, sharp-heeled, silver hair, that look in her eyes like she just smelled something rotten and figured it was me. She had her little crew right behind her, board members in suits, clipboards out before they'd even shut their doors. She didn't bother with small talk. Walks up to me, my cousins, my mom, the whole family still reeling from saying goodbye, and just lays it out. I'm moving to seize 500 acres of your property. Effective immediately. Not even a pause to let the words settle. Guess she figured the last Hollister standing would be too shell-shocked, too worn out to put up a fight. Well, she was dead wrong about what kind of farmer she was dealing with. I looked her right in the eye and said nothing, just let the silence make her uncomfortable. I wanted her to feel that she was trespassing not just on land, but on history. Our farm Hollister farms its on this gentle hill, oaks all around, the same ones my great-granddad planted in 1897. My grandfather, Walter, he lived every one of his 89 years right there. Born in that house up on the ridge, and now he's buried in the same soil he spent his life caring for. There's history in every fence post, every stone. These days, suburbia is closing in, eating up the countryside, subdivisions popping up like mushrooms after rain. On three sides, it's just endless cookie-cutter homes, strip malls, people who wave but don't really see you. And on the fourth side, Crestwood Heights. Gated, lawns trimmed like putting greens. Never shy about letting us know what a blight we are to their property values. Didn't even get to finish saying goodbye before Patricia was in my face. Mr. Hollister, sorry for your loss, but there are urgent matters that can't wait, right? Like grief has a lunch break. She sent her board off like little minions, slapping bright yellow violation notices all over our barn, the fence, the shed, heck, even the mailbox. Aesthetic violations, she said. I wanted to laugh. That barn stood for 120 years built, when people actually knew how work would, not just staple up vinyl siding and call it a day. But to Patricia, all she saw was something that needed to disappear. She told me the exemptions my grandfather earned all died with him. Said it right to my face. We've been patient long enough. I didn't even raise my voice. Didn't have to. I just looked at her and asked, real calm, if she happened to know which bank held the construction loan for Crestwood Heights. Just a simple question, right? But for half a second, I saw if her eyes flickered. Not much, but enough. Our financial matters are none of your concern, she shot back, but her voice wasn't quite as steady as before. After they left, those notices were still flapping on the barn in the wind, like some kind of surrender flag. I just stood there, feeling the weight of 4 generations settle on my shoulders. I never wanted to fight. I just wanted more of my grandfather in peace. That evening, as the sun dipped low, Raymond Burke showed up, old friend of my granddad, our family lawyer for 40 years. He handed me an envelope, my grandfather's handwriting on the front. Only open when Crestwood begins. Raymond just looked at me, said he knew they'd come. He prepared everything. I tucked the letter away, wasn't ready for whatever was inside. That night, I sat in the old study, trying to find comfort in the books, the ticking clock, the old photograph of Grandpa shaking hands with some banker back in '52. Funny, I'd seen that picture my whole life, but never thought it mattered. The phone buzzed, a special meeting notice from the HOA. Topic: agricultural land seizure. Patricia wasn't wasting any time. She had friends in the county, power connections. But what she didn't know was that my grandfather had spent decades planning for this exact moment. That envelope, it wasn't just a letter. It was a playbook. So I let her make her moves. Grandpa's voice echoed in my head. Never show your cards too early. Let them finish digging their own grave. Patricia, she just picked up her shovel. The HOA meeting was a circus. 200 residents, Crestwood logo plastered on a giant screen. Patricia in her cream blazer, working the crowd, promising Crestwood Vision 2030 swimming pool, tennis courts, luxury, everything all right where our farm sits. She clicked through those fancy renderings, soaking up the applause like she'd already won. Nobody questioned the price tag, nobody, except me. I stood up. What's the budget? Who's funding this? What's the loan balance? And which bank holds it? I made sure everyone could hear me. The mood shifted, whispers spread. Patricia tried to dodge, wanted to move to the next slide, but her guy Bernard fumbled and bam, financials popped up on the screen. Ridgemont Regional Bank, $47 million. I snapped a photo just as she screamed for security to throw me out. As I walked out, I called back. I'll be filing a public records request. That was the seed. All I had to do was let it grow. Turns out, my family's trust is Ridgemont's biggest depositor. Founders, not just customers. That envelope at home, proof of it all. Next morning, the county notice arrived, eminent domain assessment. Hearing moved up to 30 days. Patricia was desperate, making moves fast. I finally opened Grandpa's envelope. Inside, original founding shares, a confidential bank memo on Crestwood's risky loan, and a letter. Patricia needs our land for promises she can't keep. See Theodore Mills at Ridgemont. Meeting Theodore the Bankman man, that was an eye-opener. Crestwood Ventures LLC was just a shell, 3 partners, one of them Patricia herself. She'd promised some hospitality giant a resort on our land. If she pulled it off, she'd pocket over $4 million. The community center? Pure smokescreen. That HOA loan, meant for infrastructure, was being siphoned off consultants, shell payments, all funneled to Crestwood Ventures. If the deal failed, every family in Crestwood would owe $150,000. None of them knew. Patricia was gambling with their futures. With our founding shares, 23% stake, I could freeze the loan, force a review. But patience meant more than pride. Desperate people slip up. So I waited and I watched. Weeks rolled by. I collected evidence. Security cameras caught HOA folks trespassing, posting violations, even dumping waste at 2 a.m. I filed for public records, got stonewalled. Then, an anonymous email scanned invoices, hundreds of thousands paid to Crestwood Ventures, Patricia's signature all over them. Be careful. She's got friends everywhere, the note read. I dug into county records and there it was. Hollister Farms, protected agricultural zone since 1987. Locked up tight. Their notices? Legally worthless. Only weapon left was eminent domain, and that was a long shot. Then came Linda, Sutherland neighbor, retired accountant, sharper than attack. She'd seen the books, knew something was rotten. With Linda, the evidence piled up, whistleblower tips, paper trails, numbers that couldn't be explained away. Patricia, meanwhile, was scrambling secret meetings, threatening board members, purging dissenters. Her county friend bailed on her, smelled the storm coming. Linda started gathering signatures for a special audit. People wanted answers. Then, the bank froze Crestwood's funds. Patricia went ballistic. That same week, someone chucked a brick through my window. Security footage showed a figure running back toward Crestwood Heights. It wasn't just legal games, Anna Maria, it was intimidation. 10 days to the hearing, Ridgemont declared the loan high risk. If it defaulted, every household owed $235,000. Linda sent the evidence to the whole community, email blasts, attachments, the truth spreading faster than Patricia could spin her story. Her defenses crumbled. Residents called an emergency meeting right before Patricia tried to corner me in some dingy coffee shop. You keep the land, I keep my reputation. Stay quiet. She even threatened to dig up dirt on the bank, but she had nothing left. The next evening, Crestwood's hall was packed. Residents, reporters, the air thick with tension. Linda stood up, laid out the numbers. The bank explained the mess. Patricia tried to spin it, played the martyr, then crumbled, admitted to the fees, blamed everyone else. The vote wasn't even close. Patricia out. Bernard out. Audit committee in. Prosecutor called for the whole case file. Charges: embezzlement, fraud, intimidation. Eminent domain hearing canceled. My family's land safe. Crestwood Heights finally healing. Finances out in the open. Real transparency. Linda joined the oversight committee. I registered Hollister Farm as a historic site. Started a fund to help other family farmers who might face the same storm. 6 weeks later, Patricia pled guilty. For years in state prison. Her house seized, her network gone, career in ruins. Those who'd helped her vanish from public life. No victory parade, just me, standing out by the old fence at sunset, Grandpa's photograph in hand. And I realized patience isn't something you buy. It's something you learn, passed down with the land, with the stubbornness of careful men who prepared for battles before they even started. If there's one thing I learned, it's this bower built on lies will fall, sooner or later. Sometimes the strongest hand isn't the one that strikes first, but the one that waits, holding out through the storm, until justice finally lands where it's supposed to. So, let me ask you, where's the line between protecting what's yours and standing up for what's right? Ever seen someone try to use money, rules, or power to take what matter most to you? What did justice look like in your story? Share it below, because no Patricia should ever get away with this again. Go ahead, hit like, share this story, and let's make sure the next person who thinks about bullying a whole community thinks twice. Justice isn't some fairy tale. What happens when folks stand together, no matter how long it takes.
Cảm ơn tất cả các bạn đã xem video.